Welcome to Between Two Ferns with your host, Zach Galifianakis. So today we're going to be interviewing literary characters from different pieces of literature. And for our first guest today, the creature. How are you doing today? All right, what should I call you? Because you don't have a name marked down. All right, we're gonna go with Hector. All right, Hector. So, how long have you been alive?
Live?
Yeah, like living.
Living?
Did Victor give you two buttholes?
Butthole?
Yeah, what do you wipe with?
Huh?
All right, something more philosophical. You know, if you were to fight two bear-sized ducks or one duck-sized bear, what would you go with?
One bear-sized duck.
Why?
Big.
Big. Yeah, been there. Would you consider yourself a man?
Me creature.
You want a piece of gum? I'm rude, I'm sorry. You want a piece of gum?
No gun.
No gum? You sure?
No gun.
Okay, alright. Now, I heard you read Paradise Lost. Are you Team Satan or Team God?
Paradise Lost was a very good book. Team Satan was all the way. It was able to show the cruelty of man and how Satan was banned from God.
Yeah, that's kind of satanic. Do you like worship Satan?
No, I'm not a Satan worshiper, but I have been reimagined alive.
So do you remember like past lives of like the parts you have?
No, I do not remember past lives, but I remember waking up and Victor running out of the room.
Because he was terrified?
He was terrified.
Because how big it was? What's your favorite feature?
My favorite feature would be my big forehead and my great complexion of skin I have.
You could hit a 10 back. So that's all I gotta say about it.
I would say it's a deathly glow.
Now, how's it feel to have like really big feet? Can you find shoe sizes that fit that?
I have never taken my shoes off. I woke up in my shoes, and so I figured that whatever shoes I have, I better keep.
So you even have toes?
I assume I have toes. I can wiggle my toes.
How do you know if you can wiggle your toes without seeing your toes?
Because I can feel it right now.
Can I see it?
See what?
Your toes.
Oh, okay. No, you can't see my toes. Can I see your toes? But give me your toe.
Why? I'm not giving you my toe.
Oh, okay.
How does it feel to have no love?
No love? How does it feel for you to have no love?
I have plenty of love in my life.
Okay.
Thanks. My mother loves me very much.
Oh,
But how does it feel for you to have no love?
very sad.
Nobody to kiss at night.
Very sad.
Victor doesn't even love you.
That's why I killed all of Victor's family.
And then he died, and now you have no one to love you.
Yep. Off to the forest I go.
So I watched a little bit of you in Young Frankenstein. I really liked your part, by the way. It was really good. Except for, well, about 90% of the movie. The rest of it was bad. But that 10% was really good. What were your key parts of preparing for that role in Young Frankenstein?
Young Frankenstein is very inaccurate of the Mary Shelley depiction of her story.
So do you know Mary Shelley personally?
No, she was the one that created me
Oh.
in her writing. Victor created me in person.
So did you read Frankenstein? How'd you feel about it?
I didn't read it. I lived it.
You didn't read it though?
No, I read Paradise Lost though,
Then how do you know about it?
because I lived it.
Mary Shelley ruled it if you live it.
Because she told me.
Do you know you're fake?
I am fake.
Do you know you're real and fake at the same time?
Very.
All right, get out of here.
Okay.
And for our next guest from the story of metamorphosis, Gregor. Please have a seat. Can we bring on the bug translator, please?
I prefer the darker spots of the room.
Okay, all right. So, Gregor, tell us about yourself.
I miss work. My family hates me. I can't even eat real food.
Okay. Do you need any help?
In more ways than one.
All right. Well, enough for the doom and gloom. Let's get into the fun stuff. What do you like to eat?
Spoiled, rotten food.
Anything spoiled, like,
Garden vegetables are my favorite.
all right. Well, what's your relationship like with your family?
Well, I love them. But they hate me. My dad's a little abusive. I'm not really sure about my sister. Some days she's nice and other days she's not.
All right. How's your love life going?
What is love?
Okay, do we have a therapist on set? Like, for real? Like, do you need some help?
Can you turn the lights down? It's too bright in here.
No, we actually need those to, like, set the stage for our interview, so you're gonna have to.
It's hurting my eyes.
All right. You're dismissed. Like you can go. Can someone? All right. Go. Like, seriously. Like, go. Like, do you want this? You. Why?
It's not rotten.
It's like bruised and gross.
No.
Just take.
No.
All right. I mean, seriously, are you sure? Just. No. Here. Take this. All right. Good. And for our next guest, we're bringing on Cecily from The Importance of Being Honest. Hi, Cecily. Nice to meet you. So, how are you doing?
Very well.
Very well.
Mm-hmm.
Did you bring books? Do you read a lot?
Oh, I do read a lot. Very much. I like fantasy books.
Fantasy? What's fantasy?
Like, not real life. I like to read about knights and Prince Charmings and noble steeds.
Why noble steeds? What's appealing about noble steeds?
Just everything about how regal they are and how they what they represent to a knight.
How do you spell regal?
R-E-G-A-L.
Yeah, I don't know that word. Do you mind telling me what that means?
Like, regal means like a king or a queen, very knighthood, very royal.
Okay, awesome. Because I'm always trying to add to my vocabulary, and that was a big word for Zach. So.
Yes, my teacher actually teaches me all of these big terms.
All right, shut up, you suck at it. So, in the importance of being earnest, you had a crush on, was it your cousin's uncle's dad, boyfriend?
Oh, relationships don't matter. Doesn't even matter. All that matters is love. What can I call you, by the way?
Zach.
Zach? Zach. You look like an Ernest.
No, I'm a Zach.
Oh, well, you kind of
Actually,
give me Ernest vibes.
Sometimes I go by Galifianakis.
Yeah? Okay, Ernest.
Can you spell that?
No, that is not something my teacher taught me.
Alright. Well, it's Greek, and so I'm sometimes considered the Greek hero. That's what my friends call
a
me.
Greek hero, huh?
Yeah. No, seriously, like, you don't have makeup there, so it's causing a thing on
Oh,
camera. So, other than the importance of being earnest, what other movies have you started?
oh, all of them. Speaking of which, I really liked the notes you wrote me. All of the letters you wrote me, Ernest. I really feel like we've built our relationship so far, and like, I don't know.
I'm sorry to inform you, but I have not written you any notes.
Yeah, you did. You wrote me these.
I didn't meet you before today.
Yeah, we've never met in person, but you wrote all these letters for me. This one even came with a flower.
Can I see that?
Yeah, yeah. It even has a heart.
Yo, that ain't my handwriting.
But it is.
No, look.
It's yours.
That's not my handwriting.
But it is.
I'm sorry, but you got the wrong
No.
Ernest.
It's you. My Ernest.
She's a creep. Can we get her off here? No, like for real. Like Jim. Yeah, you're gonna have to go.
No.
I'm sorry.
No. You don't deserve my love anyway.
Hey, can you get my lawyer?
No.
We're gonna get a restraining order on that chick. And now Victor Frankenstein. Hopefully a normal guest. Victor, how are you doing today?
It's not my fault. Science was perfect. His blood is not on my hands.
Nice to meet you, Victor. Are you here with us?
Where am I?
We're between two ferns. That was in the email that was sent you.
What's his email?
How'd you even know to be here?
News travels fast in Geneva.
Okay. Well, are you doing all right? How's the family?
Dead. But it's not my fault.
Who killed him?
Demon did it.
A demon. You mean Hector?
Hector.
No, never mind. All right. What are your favorite sights you've seen during your travels?
My dead wife's corpse. Strangled across my bed. The monster running off into the mountains. I will find him. I will kill him.
I heard Switzerland's nice too.
Yes.
Ah,
Beautiful mountains.
beautiful mountain range.
Oh yeah, yeah. The,
Okay.
The lakes are awesome too. Great
Because
fishing.
Yeah, I was checking TripAdvisor before this, you know, and like I was really interested in
the reviews are solid, but like it doesn't do the actual justice. Man, it's great.
Doesn't do it justice.
No.
What was a place that you'd recommend staying?
I don't know. Like there's some pretty nice cabins up in the mountains, like pretty relaxing. You can assemble some bodies and stuff if you're into that.
I'm not
Yeah,
really into
that's-
that kind of
that's
thing,
kind of
but I mean, I'm still willing to check it out.
Yeah,
Which one did you go to?
I don't remember. It was one up there. I kind of got lost, searching for the whole monster thing after killed my brother and wife. And all that.
I'll just make sure to go to the one you didn't
Yeah.
go to.
Don't
I heard you
worry.
left it next.
Yeah.
So what about love? What do you think of love?
Love?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of love?
Well, any kind. I mean, you have like kissy kissy smooch smooch love. You have like, real love. You have like, you love.
All
your-
love is lost. The monster killed my brother. He took my wife. I feel nothing except rage and a desire for revenge in my soul. I don't feel love. But it's not my fault. It is, and only his. I will not take responsibility for my actions.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound, the saving of wretch like me. I'm just singing hymns. Sometimes it makes me feel better. What's your favorite thing to do in your free time?
Well, it used to be like, I was a really good golfer back when I had time, but the whole quest for making life kind of took over. So, I like to hike a lot. Yeah, I'm a good hiker.
Would you mind giving me some golf tips? Because I'm not very good.
Your short game's really important, but just make sure that you don't screw yourself off the tee. So.
What about a slice? Like, I'm really bad at. I know you know slice in multiple ways, but like, as far as golf slice, I'm really bad at.
Kind of slice.
I'm talking about golf slice, like to the right, slice really bad.
What if you're left-handed?
Well, I'm not left-handed.
Oh, but if you're left-handed, you go to left. So, that's kind of.
All right,
that's discrimination against left-handed people. So
Are you left-handed?
Yeah, actually. That's why I tried to cheat.
Any last words from the Victor Frankenstein?
I will find you, and I will kill you for what you have done to me and my family.
Yeah, producer, can you please take Hector from backstage? All right. It was nice meeting you. Hope you find your family well. And now from Hamlet, the man, the myth, the legend himself. Good Prince of Denmark. How are we doing?
Quite well, I must say.
Good. All right. How's everything at home?
Well, could be better, I must say. But, my mother's still alive. Mostly.
Very nice. So I was just wondering, like, what's it like to be the Prince of Denmark? Like, do you get like cool stuff, like ice cream for breakfast?
Not quite. You see, eating ice cream every day for breakfast is terrible for your stomach, especially when you're lactose intolerant.
You're lactose intolerant?
Well, I wouldn't know. I don't have ice cream for breakfast. But, nonetheless, you do get a lot of fancy things. A castle, a sword. Speaking of which, why did you take mine?
Well, you see, I wasn't allowed to have a sword on stage. We've had a problem recently with like some really crazy, interviewers, and I just wanted to make sure that,
Were they defending their honor?
well, most likely.
I see no problem.
I just want to make sure, I'm safe with some hooligans we have down
Have you?
It's nothing about you. I'm sure you're great.
Certainly not. You've not insulted my honor, but should you have, I would have wished to have my sword in order to defend it.
Well, I apologize. I'll take that into account next time we bring you on. What was your favorite part of growing up in the castle?
Messing with Polonius, most definitely. He's so much of a fool, you can say anything in front of him and he would take it literally. Take this, for example. I once wrote poetry during my, well, younger years in order to rile him up, see what I could get him to think. And lo and behold, he took it all literally, especially when I gave him a explanation as to what it meant. Would you care to hear some?
Sure.
The sun doth rise in the east and settles betwixt the breast. I told him it was about gardening, and he took that literally. Truly, it's a wonder that Ophelia was born at all. I'm certain that should a harlot have walked up to him, bent over, and said, do it, he wouldn't have known what to do with, well, you get my point. But truly, making fun of him was my favorite pastime.
I surely would have enjoyed that too. How's your dad?
Well, I can't say if he's dead nor alive, or if I might have gotten a little bit crazy. But I did attend his funeral, and I did watch them lower him into the sepulchre, and yet I, Horatio, and the night watchman did see him flying about.
Flying? Like Superman?
Who's Superman?
You haven't met Superman?
Is this a person who I should have met?
I mean,
figured
like,
I would have seen
you
him at
got
the Royal Gala.
You and Superman have a striking resemblance because like he wears tights and.
Is he
big
a prince
red
of
cape.
some nation that I'm not aware of?
I think so.
He must be a prince from the Orient.
Yeah.
I haven't been out there. Mostly traveled around Europe a few times. England mostly. Went to school there.
Do you use their porcelain?
I believe so. We call it China.
China?
Yes.
I love my porcelain pot. It's the most comfortable place to sit and relax.
Yes.
Do you read on the pot?
I don't believe I do. I believe that would cause a problem with the plants inside of said pot. But I do like to read.
I was just wondering, you know, did you ever teach your girlfriend to swim?
No, should I have?
Under present circumstances, probably should. But I was just checking.
Well, it doesn't matter anymore, ex-girlfriend at all. She chooses her fool of a father over me, and well, she pretty well deserves what happens.
All right. I can stick with that. As far as being prince of the castle and you know your uncle kind of swooping in and taking a seat, you know, what kind of emotions does that give you?
A rage. Quiet rage. It feels a little timed when, lo and behold, not a month or two after my father's untimely passing, which no one seemed to note that it was through poison in the ear. I mean, he's frothing at the mouth and there's blood coming out of his ear. What else would it have been? But
I was
no one
thinking
se-
snake, but
Yeah. I've never heard of a snake that could do that, nor would I understand why it's in the royal garden. But I'll leave that in mind as a possible secondary option. But no, I have the utmost confidence that, in truth, my uncle was the one responsible. A lying bastard. Sleeping in the same bed with his wound sister, now wife.
I honestly feel bad for the guy. Like I saw a sticker on the back of his chariot the other day, and it said, "Oh, what was it? Uncle Daddies need love too."
I think he saw my handiwork.
Oh, you made that?
Well, what else would I do with my time? Here I am, wandering throughout an entire castle with nothing better to do but think about how my uncle has married my mother, and that's quite disgusting, if you ask me. Disgusting, appalling. No one seems to have even thought of the premise of the fact that my father was murdered, since they decided to get married 2 months after the fact.
So what's your plans as far as to take care of the situation?
Well, just need to make sure no one's listening. Well, I have this plan. Me and Horatio. There's going to be a play. Well, there has been a play, but soliloquy, if you will, going on and on about the ways that they would kill somebody. But in truth, it was the exact same manner in which my father was killed. And lo and behold, during the event, Claudius is just overrun with guilt, sheer guilt. He's a king. He's not guilty at all. He just wanted to be shown here on a silver platter. Well, anyways, he decided to flee the scene so that he will not be essentially ousted for his deeds as a murderess. I mean, he's what the Cain to enable. And so, it is my firm belief to catch him in some circumstance, preferably when he's not in the act of praying. I tried that once, he was praying then. And I would like to kill him then. That way he may rot in hell where he deserves.
Sounds like a good plan. Personally, I just shove him in front of a bus, but, you know, you do you.
Bus?
Bus.
Is it like a long chariot?
Like Gus Bus.
Is Gus?
Ride on the magic school bus?
I do not believe in magic. It's unchristian. It's a pagan practice.
Well, you'd learn a lot. Maybe on how to kill someone a little easier. Thank you, Miss Frizzle. Serious question. In all honesty, if you had to do it all over again, what would you do?
I'm not quite sure how I'd do it if I were to do it any differently. It came out successful. Well, except for the poisoning. Being poisoned wasn't all that fun. Killing Polonius was both satisfying and not satisfying. A rat. Die, rat!
No, well, what? That's Pablo.
It's a rat.
No, that's my.
Listening in.
That's my. One of my employees. So you're gonna have to pay for that.
Wouldn't be a problem.
I don't have
Besides, how much
insurance.
should I pay for a rat?
I don't have insurance. That's a serious problem. Can someone come take care of Pablo?
Truth be told, it's the same manner that in which I took out Polonius.
No, it's like this is a serious problem. Don't want to call the police because I don't have insurance.
Excellent specimen. I will not learn from my past mistakes. Can we inquire on who the Swiss man was?
His name's Victor. Don't worry about him. But I'm glad you got to come meet with me. I'll be sending a bill to the castle.
Don't worry, we have plenty of funds.
All right.
Fortinbras will be the one to answer.
Oh, I appreciate that. Have a good one.
Most indubitably.
And from our next guest, coming to us from Hamlet, Ophelia. Hi, Ophelia. How are you doing today?
Well, Zach, I'm well.
Your hair's a little wet.
Yeah,
You been swimming?
I actually don't know how to swim.
That's a problem. Yeah. Did you ever learn? Like, did you try to learn?
My dad was busy when I was growing up, and so he never taught me how to swim, and Hamlet only likes to, well, so he never taught me.
So he got you another kind of swim. No comment. All right. Read up on you a little bit, and I was just wondering, what's your relationship like with your brother?
Well, my brother is very protective. He thinks he knows what's best for me, but I don't think that he does.
So what is best for you?
You know, I used to think that Hamlet was what was best for me, but then my brother and father convinced me otherwise. I don't know. Ask my dad.
So how's it feel to know that like everyone in your family's dead?
Not great. Not great.
So did you conspire with your dad to spy on him?
again, my father knows what's best for me, so I think that
If he had known what was best for him, he wouldn't have got stabbed. But props to you, Hamlet. So, Ophelia, what do you like to do in your free time, when you're not busy with Hamlet?
I enjoy flowers and just, do you know what kind of plants these are?
Well, it was in the email. These are ferns. You see
They
this-
look a little, I think you should water them.
The whole show is called like Between Two Ferns, and I've been known for having like the best ferns around. I actually won my county fair with the best grown ferns, so I think you should leave it to the professionals. Yeah.
I mean, you asked what I do in my free time.
I mean, I
so
wouldn't ask you for advice on how to swim, so
I never said I was good at swimming.
well, I definitely wouldn't ask you for advice.
That's probably best.
Speaking of which, we're gonna go to our sponsors for the video.
Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. What do? We swim, swim.
So it seems that Ophelia didn't take our swimming lesson advertisement very well. Are you okay, Ophelia?
Yeah.
So what's the PTSD for?
Well, when Hamlet, he loved me, and then he didn't love me, and now
You were right. These ferns do need a little bit of water. I'm sorry for getting on you about that earlier.
yeah, they look a little plasticky.
Did you mind wringing your hair out on that one? Oh, that's my bad. Yeah, we'll have to get Jim to bring us some water later. How do you like the ferns though? Like all together? You think it's a pretty good idea?
If they looked a little bit more real, then maybe.
They are real.
Sure.
These are my homegrown ferns.
Yeah. What soil did you grow them in?
Well, you see the compost I used from like the piling dead bodies from this video. Compost, natural compost.
That's the best kind. Maybe Hamlet might know something about that.
Is Hamlet good with plants?
More just the natural compost.
Oh, earlier he told me he was good with flowers. Did you happen to know that the Uncle Daddy King killed old King Hamlet?
I try to mind my own business, but Hamlet seemed a little concerned, and then he got crazy, so I figured something.
Two peas in a pod. I agree. I think it would have been helpful if you would have, backed your mans up and hey, instead of, kind of trying to stab him in the back. Not in the same way that he stabbed Polonius in the back, but
Unfortunately, my father's advice didn't do him well.
old fool. Did you know how he died?
Who?
Your dad.
No, I wasn't there.
Too bad. It was pretty cool. Well, Ophelia, do you have anything else that you would like to say to our lovely audience while you're here?
You guys should give him some money to get some new plants.
Don't insult my friends.
You asked. These are.
I said to the audience. That's pointing towards me. I don't want my hair. We need to get better guests. Ophelia, you're dismissed. Don't trip into the pool over there. And for our next guest, we welcome the poet John Keats.
Sorry, 1 second.
How are we doing, John?
Been better.
All right. So, you got a little coughing issue there.
Mild tuberculosis.
Okay, so that's a cold, right?
Sure.
Do I have to worry about any symptoms for that?
Oh, it's highly contagious.
Oh, sweet. So I was wondering, you know, what's your outlook on life?
Well, eternity beckons us all. I simply wish to enact my impact on this world before death claims me.
Okay. You know what the average lifespan is a person in your lifetime?
It's hard to say, but with tuberculosis, my outlook isn't too promising.
Oh well, I was reading up on it, and it said that the average human in your time period would have lived about 57 years.
How long? Tuberculosis.
So what causes tuberculosis?
It's hard to say.
Could you quit coughing, please? It's interrupting my interview.
I can't help it. I've got tuberculosis.
All right. So what's your favorite thing to do in your free time?
Contemplate life.
Well, you haven't had much of it, so why would you need to contemplate it? Anyway, what's your favorite song genre?
I'd say probably punk rock.
So, like,
Or
your favorite
Beethoven.
band? Or Beethoven?
Yeah.
What's your favorite piece by Beethoven?
Probably Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. It's arguably the best.
I'm not a big classic rock kind of guy. That's probably where I'm gonna live till 60. So, I was just wondering.
Well, not anymore. Because you've probably got tuberculosis now.
No, I'm immune. I actually don't believe in tuberculosis, so I can't get it.
Right, you don't believe in the scientifically proven disease, yeah, that makes
Well, if
Understand.
you don't believe in it, you don't get it. That's just how it works.
right.
I read
Sorry,
here
my
that
bad.
that Christian Brothers Automotive set up an opening in Whitestown this summer.
It's
How do you feel about
automotive.
that?
Automotive.
Well, okay, then just the Christian Brothers part. How do you feel about that?
We're all gonna die eventually.
All right. All right. Woman receives life-changing cochlear implant. How do you feel about that, Keats?
I'm not sure that I know what a cochlear implant is, but okay.
Do you think it might help you in your fight against tuberculosis, maybe?
It's hard to say.
I mean, today's medical technology, you should probably, look into that if you ever get the chance.
It's too bad I live in the 1780s.
Maybe
Probably
if you
won't
live
get the
long
chance.
enough, you can see it.
Maybe.
So, what's your favorite piece that you've written?
I like all of my pieces equally.
I personally didn't.
Which piece is your favorite?
I didn't have one.
Right.
I'm more of a contemporary poet enthusiast myself. I thought yours was pretty trash.
It's unfortunate.
Maybe if you had more experience, you'd be better. But
It's probably true.
so as we round out our interview, Keats, to all those young children out there, what kind of advice would you give them moving forward?
I would say make your impact now because you never know when you're gonna die. So you gotta do what you can while you're still alive.
Well, thank
Sorry, I've got
you,
a
Keats.
minor cough.
Glad you got to meet with me.
Yeah,
Have a good one.
thanks.
Thanks for joining us on today's episode of Between the Ferns. Now we've studied all sorts of characters from Hamlet, coming from We hope to see you back again next time.